Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So I was going through my pantry and I discovered that I have a couple of potatoes that need to get used up right away. Well, we're not having anything that requires potatoes, so I'm going to freeze them. And I thought it would be fun if you came along with me on this journey. So let's get going on freezing some potatoes. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we need to peel some potatoes. So these are all the potatoes that I have, and as you can tell, or maybe you can't tell, but they're getting a little old. So I'm going to peel them, then we're going to cut them into cubes, and then we're going to blanch them. And we're going to blanch them for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to put them in cold water. And after they've dried out, then we will be putting them in on a cookie sheet, and it will go into the freezer until they're frozen. And then once they're frozen, I'll put them in a bag, and I will label the bag, and then the bag will go into the freezer. Now these potatoes can keep up to a year in the freezer once you've blanched them. You can use them to make mashed potatoes. You can use them to make hash browns. You can use them to make potato soup. You can use them to make fried potatoes. Whatever you want to use them for. You just have to finish cooking them and whatever else you need to do with them. And get them into the, if you're making hash browns, you want to, well, you'd need to do it now, because I am going to chop these up. I'm not leaving them whole. I thought about leaving them whole and doing it that way. Which you can do, you can leave them whole. So, but chances of me making hash browns with them are real slim. I would probably do fried potatoes before I would do hash browns. I like my hash browns super crispy, and sometimes it's hard to get them super crispy. So, all right, well, I'm going to continue on peeling, and I will bring you back in a few minutes when they're peeled. Okay, so I peeled all the potatoes. I rinsed them off. I have a pot of boiling water going on to boil, and now I'm just going to cut these up into cubes. Once again, if you were going to do hash browns, you would want to shred them at this moment, but I'm just going to do them in cubes, and so I'm not going to shred them. You can also do this as a whole potato. That's up to you as to how you want to do it. And then what I'm going to do, because they're being blanched, whoops, that's already been chopped in half. Since these have already been, when I blanch them, I'm going to put them in cold water. I may have said that already. I don't know. I'm just blabbering. But I'm going to put them in cold water. And then once they've cooled off, then I will put them on a towel to dry. And then once they've dried, then that's when I'll put them in the freezer. And I'll put them on parchment paper to put them in the freezer. And we'll go from there. And then once they're frozen, put them in a Ziploc bag where I will date the bag so that I know when I did this. Now, if you were going to do these as whole potatoes, you'd probably do them for about 10 minutes when you're blanching them. So you cook them in the boiling water for about 10 minutes. Now, once the water gets boiling, you want to make for sure you salt it as well. So, yeah, this is a great way to, not let your potatoes go bad, to do something with them when you know you're not going to be eating them right away. I hate wasting food. And so this is a great way to not do that, not waste. So what is your favorite way of eating a potato? Personally, I like baked potatoes the best. but I also like a fried potato. Mashed potatoes are okay. I don't like scalloped potatoes. Even though I did find a recipe that I might try, because my husband loves scalloped potatoes and he shouldn't suffer just because I don't like them. So I may go ahead and try the recipe out that I found. Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, so I've got my potatoes all cubed up, and we're going to head over and see if the water is boiling yet. I do not believe it is, but we're going to go look. Okay, so the water is boiling. I've added some salt, and I have my ice bath over here ready to go. So now I'm just going to start dumping the potatoes in, and I'm going to cook them for 3 minutes. And well, maybe I'm going to get them out of there. Okay, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. Don't do what I'm doing. Just continue to spoon them in, or however you want to get them in there. Okay, I am going to stir it up a little bit. I'm going to set a timer. And then once I take them out and I put them in there and they're cool, I am going to put them back in my salad spinner to kind of help dry them out. And then I'm going to put them in on a towel so that they completely dry. Oops. Dang it. I'm still learning this stove. I had to get a new one after the first of the year because our old one just kind of died on us. On New Year's Eve, it really took a crash. So we had to get a new one. And I'm still learning all the little things about it. You can actually hook this up to Wi-Fi, which I don't know why I would. Or, you know, I don't know. Is it to set it to cook or to tell me when it's done? I don't know. I need to look into that, I guess. Maybe that's what I need to do. Okay, it's looking good. And my timer doesn't want to work. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm just being impatient. I'm thinking it's supposed to work right away. Like, show me that it's working. I'm just, while I'm waiting, I'm going to go put this over on the other side. I'll edit some of this out. Oh, now we're down to seconds. Okay, we're getting there, guys. I'm sure you're anxiously waiting. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay, and now I'm going to spoon these out into the ice water so that they can cool off. Now, when I blanch any kind of vegetables, I do like to use a stainless steel bowl, and the reason why is because it holds the cold in, or at least I've noticed, it holds the cold in a little bit more. It stays cold longer, I should say. Let me rephrase what I'm trying to say here. So that's why I like to use a stainless steel bowl. And I do like to blanch vegetables. I like, when we go to Costco, I'll sometimes pick up some of the vegetables that they have in bulk. And, well, everything there pretty much is in bulk. But I'll pick up some of their fresh vegetables, and then I will bring them home and I will blanch them, and then I'll freeze them. I just like the taste of them better than just buying frozen. So sometimes I do that, just depends. And I probably could have strained this out in a strainer instead of doing what I'm doing, and I just thought of that. But I didn't get my strainer out, and so we're just gonna keep doing this. I've almost got them all out. Okay, so we are going to head over to the other side of the kitchen and finish up. Okay, I did end up getting the strainer out because it's going to be easier to strain the potatoes than to try and do what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and strain the potatoes in the bathroom in the cold water. So I could have brought you with me. I don't know why I didn't. So we're going to get these all out here, and we're going to leave them out to dry. And after they dry, then I'm still going to probably put them in the salad spinner, but I am going to let them dry. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to dry. I got tons of ice in here still. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. I'm thinking about what I'm doing and not thinking about needing to talk or do anything like that. Okay. Let me get these spread out. Let me get the ice out of here because it's going to take longer with ice cubes in here for them to dry. So you just kind of want to spread them out on a towel and let them dry, like I said. And when you salt the pan, you want to, the boiling water, you want to salt it pretty good. Not to where you have, like, you know, really super salty water, but you do want to salt it. Okay, so we're going to let this dry, and then I will bring you back to see what else we need to do. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Well, a little longer than that, but I'll see you soon. Okay, so the potatoes have dried. I got out a cookie sheet, put them on, and some parchment paper. And I'm just going to kind of crumble up the parchment so it goes in the pan a little bit, the cookie sheet a little bit better. And then we're going to dump the potatoes on them. So I'm just going to kind of pick up the whole towel and dump it. Then I kind of just want to spread it out a little bit so that they are spread out so they're not really touching too much. I mean, they're going to be touching. You're going to have some that are going to be touching. All right, and then I'm going to get this in the freezer. It'll be in the freezer for a couple of hours. Then when it's done, I'll bring it back and we'll put it in a bag. And then it'll be ready to go into the freezer for however long. Remember, you can freeze this for up to a year. So make for sure you date your bag. All right, so I will bring you back in a few minutes, or in a couple of hours. Okay, so the potatoes are frozen, and I just pulled them out of the freezer. So now I'm going to load up a Ziploc bag with them. Hope I don't freeze my hands off because it is cold. And then when I need them, I'll just pull them out when I need potatoes for something, like if I'm going to make, I don't know. Man, this is so cold. If I'm going to make fried potatoes or something like that, I'll just pull them out. And I will have fried potatoes already cut up. Just all I got to do is pull them out a little bit and toss them in the into the skillet. Okay, so I'm going to do this easier instead of me trying to pick them up. I'm just going to dump all of this in here in the bag. This is when I need those little stand-up doohickeys. Because this is freezing my hands off. Let me make it harder for myself. Oh my word. Okay. Alright, so these are going to seal it up, get as much of the air out as I possibly can. And then these are going to go into the freezer. And I'm going to let this sit here until it warms up a little bit, and then I'll clean it. So we have a pretty good sized bag of potatoes instead of tossing them in the garbage. Okay, so I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey, and I hope you give it a try and let me know what you think about it. I hope that you're having a great day and that everything's going great for you. All right, I will talk to you soon. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the share button. And like I said, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.